For decades, the role of a news anchor has been clearly defined. Sit behind the desk, deliver the facts, remain composed. The audience depends on that steadiness, especially when the world feels uncertain. But every so often, the boundary between the person delivering the news and the news itself begins to blur. When anchors become the story, the weight of that moment is heavier than most viewers realize. Craig Melvin has built his career on credibility and calm. His presence feels familiar, almost reassuring, to viewers who have spent a lifetime trusting the evening and morning news to guide them through wars, elections, disasters, and triumphs. Yet even the most seasoned journalist cannot fully separate professional duty from personal life. There are moments when personal crises don't wait politely off stage. They arrive unannounced, persistent, and deeply human during the same hours the cameras are rolling and the nation is watching. For Craig, navigating those moments has required a delicate balance. He understands that viewers are not tuning in for his personal story. They are looking for clarity in a noisy world. And yet, behind the desk sits a man who may be carrying private worries, family concerns, or emotional strain that never makes it into the broadcast. This tension is not unique to journalism, and that's precisely why it resonates with older audiences. Many viewers in their 60s remember going to work while life at home felt uncertain, while parents aged, children struggled, or health concerns loomed quietly in the background. You didn't stop showing up. You learned how to carry it. At home, Lindsay Charniak knows this reality intimately. As a journalist herself, she understands the demands of the profession. She knows that the news cycle does not pause for personal hardship. But as a partner, she sees what the audience cannot, the emotional effort it takes to remain composed when your own life feels anything but settled. There are days when Craig leaves the house knowing he must be steady for millions, even if he doesn't feel steady inside. Lindsay becomes the quiet place where the armor can finally come off. Their conversations aren't about headlines, but about endurance, about perspective, about remembering that being human is not a professional failure. When anchors become the story, it often happens unwillingly. A health concern sparks public speculation. A family moment becomes fodder for commentary. Suddenly, the journalist is no longer just the observer, but the subject. For someone trained to ask the questions rather than answer them, this reversal can be deeply unsettling. Craig has faced such moments with restraint rather than reaction. That choice reflects a generation that values dignity over disclosure. Older viewers recognize this instinct. They were raised to believe that not every struggle needs to be shared publicly to be real or meaningful. Still, the emotional weight accumulates. Reporting on tragedy while navigating personal vulnerability sharpens empathy in unexpected ways. When Craig listens to others describe loss or uncertainty, he does so not from a distance, but from lived understanding. His questions soften. His pauses matter. This is where his presence becomes especially powerful. He does not perform empathy, he practices it. And viewers, particularly those who have lived through their own share of quiet hardships, feel that authenticity. Lindsay often reminds him that strength does not mean silence, it means discernment, knowing what belongs to the public and what must remain protected. Together, they navigate a life where privacy is precious and balance is constantly renegotiated. When anchors become the story, they are reminded of something the audience already knows. Life is rarely orderly. It doesn't align with schedules or broadcasts, and yet responsibility remains. You show up, you do your job, you carry yourself with grace, even when the ground beneath you feels uncertain. Craig Melvin's journey reflects that truth. He continues to report daily, not because he is immune to life's disruptions, but because he understands the importance of consistency in a world that often feels unstable. His steadiness becomes a quiet promise to viewers that even when life intrudes, professionalism and humanity can coexist. And when the cameras shut off, when the lights dim, there is a return to what truly sustains him: family, partnership,
the freedom to be imperfect without an audience. For those watching at home, especially those who have spent a lifetime balancing obligation and emotion, this story resonates deeply. Because we all know what it means to carry on while carrying something heavy. When anchors become the story, they remind us of something essential. Behind every calm voice is a human being doing their best to show up just like the rest of us.